listening to the Woken Up Woke podcast. Woke up, friends.
Welcome everybody to season 2, episode 1 of Woken Up Woke. Say hello to your friends. I'm Joe D, aka Huge Hef. We got Mr. Ev Price, aka Magic Fingers, and joining us today is our very special guest. Doesn't feel right calling him a guest because he is an official member of the Woken Up Woke family. Our boy, your boy, Peter Colin, aka Bad Verse Worse.
Diverse,
Put your
wow.
hands together.
Yo, it is an honor to be part of the show. I miss you guys.
Yes,
Let's
sir,
do it,
man.
man.
It's been
We
too.
haven't gotten together like this in a very long time, man.
I know it's
This is your
it's
first time on the show. So
Yeah,
I think it's only right for the first one to 2021. No.
yeah.
We
For
threw
sure.
2020 out. 2020 is in the trash.
Yes.
start over.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's start with that. How was any positive things? This is kind of how we ended the year off,
Mhm.
Colin. But any positive things that you took from 2020? Because we know it was all bad, right? But
Yeah. I mean, the most
Oh, your
positive I could.
commercial. How about your commercial,
Three
bro?
commercials. Three commercials
My
in
man's
one
got
year.
commercials.
yeah.
You don't
Dude,
recognize
I don't
him. Maybe we'll have him put a mask on, but he's on commercial out there in the world. So trust me, it's him.
Yeah, I was actually going to
congrats
wear
on
my
that.
mask for this, but yeah, but yeah, no, it's been a great year. 2020. I mean, I learned how to survive Corona. Thank God, my family, everybody, we didn't catch it. Thank
Yeah.
God for that. Yeah, just trying to survive, and it's ups and downs financially, and just trying to get my head right with the family. I got a big family, so
For sure. Yeah. Nah. Same
yeah,
here.
so yeah. But I mean, how was your guys' 2020?
Good man. I gotta say it's probably been one of my more productive years in a long time creatively. Um, since I moved out here, stopped doing a lot of music and all that stuff that we were doing back in
Okay,
the day. So this year, I guess just sitting at home, we all just started doing everything again, podcasts, music, after hours, and
nice.
so that for sure has been my positive of this year.
Yo, therapy for the soul.
It really is, man.
Yeah.
I didn't
think
realize how stressed I was without creating.
For our viewers and listeners, Colin's one of the originals when we started messing with video,
Hmm.
music, and up in Joe's apartment.
Yeah.
Colin was a regular there when
We were there every weekend almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
we were coming up with all kinds of ideas. And we're just now
Mhm.
getting to it, 2021.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
2021. I mean, how many years has it been? Like, I can't even remember what year we started. I
Jeez.
know it's over 20 years.
Um,
Has to be.
well, for sure with you guys, I met you that same year I met Ev. I think that was 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been 20 years.
It's been 20
Uh,
years.
yeah,
Well, I've known
that
Ev
I've
since
known you.
96, I think, or
Yeah,
97. Yeah.
yeah,
97, 98. That's what,
Yeah. Yeah. We go
yeah.
way back.
yeah.
Yeah. Road
How did
trips and it all.
how did you guys meet actually?
What? Yeah. It's a love
We're-
story.
we were- I saw him across the warehouse. We locked eyes. That's it. The rest is history.
It's history. Oh yeah, we met through FedEx. The
Oh,
X Fed. I'm an
oh
X Fed.
God, I forgot. That's right. Yeah, so am I.
Yeah,
Shout out.
yeah,
Ex-feds. You guys are ex-feds.
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. Me and Al, we never really had the same. We just clicked. We'd
yeah,
hang out
it's
after
weird
work.
that we hung out, we clicked, had similar interests, but you didn't know anything about me doing music until
Nope.
maybe like
I-
2 years into knowing each other. And you was like,
Yeah.
oh,
I went to
shit,
school
you
for
do-
music engineering.
Right.
Yeah,
crazy.
but yeah, we really got to know each other, bond and chill. Got to know each other's family. So it grew from there. So
Nice.
we've been friends ever since.
Were you already managing at that time?
I was doing promotions for independent labels. There's two independent labels I was working with. They had an artist by John Doe and J.I. and there's a few. It was like a lot of footwork I was doing, a lot of promotional work and stuff like that.
Nice.
But I didn't get into managing until after reuniting with Ev after like a couple of years and meeting Jean Grey and just taking it to the next level.
Yeah.
Working with Magic Fingers, which is a whole nother story.
Yeah. That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's a whole nother
for
podcast.
the beginning of that.
But
yeah.
I mean,
It's good
it's
times,
always been like a business and a personal relationship, but we've never had a problem with either one of them. So
Yeah.
I owe our friendship upon that, because a lot of people, they do this music industry, they don't last long when it comes to when it comes to money and personal.
Yeah.
It's either one or the other. They
I
never
got
get to choose.
I got to witness that, and it wasn't even on a big scale, but yeah, I saw how a little bit of fame affected
Group
people.
split
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that's one of the things I always like admired about you guys
Yeah.
is how you always did your business, but you were just still yourself. You were cool. You
Yeah.
didn't change. Like,
Because we know how to laugh, man.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of people take the
Can't
world
take it too serious. Yep.
Yeah.
so,
For
Shoot,
real.
man, I can't even remember when's the last time I seen Colin. It's like
It's Saturday.
Saturday.
And that's a beautiful thing. Like our families love each other. We come over there and hang out, and it's always
Yeah.
love, man.
Yeah.
It's always love.
Damn.
Now you just got to get a dog. So your dog.
You got the dogs. I got the kids. You got the dog.
Nah, Ev got to connect. He goes somewhere and just picks them up.
That's picking random dogs.
What-
Yeah, they got these parks. You can just go in. There's like these dogs running around.
Right,
Just pick one
right.
up and
Just
They run.
leave.
just bring some treats. It makes it so much
I
easier.
know. You got a van already. Just, come with a bag
Just
of
put 'em in
treats,
the
pick up
van.
the dog, and go.
That's
It's
right.
great.
Try to get me locked up.
You can get kids that way too. I don't know if that's your thing.
See.
It's another podcast, Will.
No, it's not another
It's not.
No.
It's not.
No.
FBI, it's not a podcast. We're kidding.
No.
Good thing your kids look exactly like you, because that'd be an investigation. Man.
That is
Cool,
true.
man. Man, this reminds me of the Crikey days.
Oh, you remember
Yeah.
Crikey?
Yeah, man,
That
that
was
was-
one of the
wow.
starts of this. We had Nick
Uh-huh.
on here, and
Yeah.
we were talking about how that was like the segue into this. Like you guys were the forebearers and the pioneers into that whole.
Yeah, that was how I met
For
Nick.
real.
I met Nick through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were doing 3 shows. We were doing sports, sex, and cereal. Dawn. We were doing so many shows. We were the engineers for the shows, and we did it through Crikey, which was a solely internet type radio situation. They didn't offer video. Excuse me. If they would have offered the video, it would have been like a whole different thing. But yeah. So that's how I was
But
started.
you guys kind
shout
of
out to
blew
me.
up that platform. Yeah, you guys kind of blew that platform up.
Yeah,
like,
great.
Really
It's
did.
And
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys
Radio.
participating too, because you guys definitely would show up and show out. Definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, that was fun. I used to have
Yeah.
a blast. I'm like, these people, they must think
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. But
You are an idiot.
Basically just trying to get kicked off.
we really did. We we never got the effect we wanted. We tried to piss people off, and everybody was just like, "Hey, those guys are cool. You should have them back."
You guys
It's
are
like,
funny. It was like, no. We were just rocking with Colin. We were just trying to get him.
speaking
Fucking
of
up for him.
pissing people off, trying to piss people off. This reminds me, and this was around those days. It was the early days of Facebook, and this is back when I was like reckless and was friends with people I didn't know. And there was this one girl that I was friends with, and I was like, man, I was like, no matter what crazy shit I post, no matter what I say, like I can't get her to unfriend me, right? And then she I don't know if Ev remembers, she got pregnant, and she was like almost ready to pop. And Ev jokingly was like, "Oh, you should comment. Is it too late for me to smash?" So I was like, "Okay,
Why would you put that on me?
right."
Sounds
Well,
like
I was the one
something
that
you
did it. Yeah. No, so I did. I didn't know her though. I was like, I don't know who this person is. I don't know why we're friends. So I commented that, and holy shit, the fucking storm of hate I got that quick. She unfriended me. I was like, yes,
Quick.
all right.
Yeah.
That's what she got to do.
That's fine. Damn, blame me for that. I mean, it definitely sounds like something I would suggest to someone else, not me.
I mean, I didn't have to do it, but you know, it was a funny suggestion. Oh man, good times, man. I
So
miss you, Colin.
this is a side set, a little segue. But what about you, man? When you gonna have your first kid? What you waiting on?
Who's that? Ev?
No joke.
When, when am I gonna capture my first kid?
Yeah,
A treat van. I don't know. I don't know if that's in the cards for us. I think we're taking a different route. We're
Okay.
just gonna
I
we're gonna
respect.
travel the
puppy.
world. Hopefully, when
Yeah.
the world opens back up, get a
Yeah.
puppy, a couple of them, you know,
Okay.
and
Okay.
you know, do the thing. I can't. I got enough nephews and nieces. And you
Right.
guys
Right.
as kids.
How's your brother, man?
Which one, Rocky? The one
Yeah.
that lived with me?
Yeah. Where you live? Yeah.
Yeah. He's doing good, man. He lives in Texas now. He's in
Oh, okay.
Texas.
He's still in
Remarried.
he's in armed forces or he's
No.
in service?
He retired. He
Okay.
retired. He retired actually a while ago. Probably like around the time shortly after I came out here. Um,
Okay.
got remarried. Lives in Texas. My niece actually, my his oldest daughter lives here now. She's like an interior designer and she's doing.
Nice.
She moved out here. She lives really close. And
Okay.
yeah, he's doing good, man. He's doing good. You know, just enjoying retirement, man.
That's what's up.
It's like
All right, man.
he's
Sorry, I didn't mean to
goals.
get off subject.
No, we're open for him, man.
Yeah.
We don't know what we do here. We hang off for dear life and hope people watch.
We just, but so one of the reasons we wanted to have you on the show, besides you're always a open invite to any show, but I'm glad we got you
Appreciate it.
here, and I'm glad it's shout out to the rest of the crew and all that, but this three right here, we're also we have a special bond because of a special trip that we all took. Besides all the hanging out and the crazy nights and Lower East Side nights and all that.
Yeah.
Again, that could be another episode. But it's funny. Often, like I'll ask my kids and the wife will always talk about like what was our favorite vacation. Of all the ones that we took, and they'll ask me, Dad, what was your favorite? And I gotta say something that I did with them. So.
Right.
But honestly, I always want to go Puerto Rico with Joe and Colin.
He sees us in the thought cloud.
I know. I'm just starting looking at off in the distance, like this harp's going.
Kanye West and Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Puerto Rico trip. Yes.
It started really with Kanye West, honestly.
That was the graduation album. Was the soundtrack.
Yep.
To that whole trip.
Yeah.
Do you remember why though? Because me and you forgot all our CDs.
Yes.
Colin was the only one that had CDs.
Yeah, that's right. And we listened to Good Morning.
Don't forget, and I had they had what do they call iPods, right?
Yeah.
Apple first had the iPods. Maybe I'll get into that later. I had one of those. They had.
Oh, that's right.
That was their big gadget. And I had the big whatever, how many gigs it was. Back then it was probably like 2 gigs. I don't know. But I had a big expensive iPod and with
you didn't take that
all
in the
music on that.
Did you?
No, that was me.
Mine was
your cell phone.
Joe was
that
the
was
cell
me.
phone. Mine was the fucking baby oil, the tanning oil, and it spilled and got inside the fucking iPod.
It was baby oil that you used as tanning oil, and I kept telling you it's not strong enough.
Yo, baby oil. That's why he was all red like that.
So I had those heat blisters on the back of his neck.
Which was crazy.
Yeah, we were killing after that trip. Oh man, even me. And I was darker than dark. Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
So I want to kind of go through that trip because I mean it is something you hear people talk about Puerto Rico. I went to Puerto Rico too, and they talk about resort towns and
nice. You remember?
Yes, we did it like no others. We went into the country, and one of the running gags through the whole trip was like, well, what's the worst that can happen? Or how could we get stuck out here?
Yeah.
Like we kept expecting to get stuck.
Driving around aimlessly, drunk.
Yeah. For
Kids do not drink and drive, but
my my favorite part was, well, one, you guys kept clowning me because this was before cell phones and Google and text and all that stuff. So I was going off of directions my dad wrote down
Between
and,
that
and
and
map quests,
MapQuest, yeah,
right?
that's between
And
MapQuest.
so
Well, let's start from the beginning because so the way the trip came about was well, Joe, you could tell you have a family home. Or you
right,
had a
well,
family home,
had family
right?
home, yeah. Where my grandparents had their home and grandmother grew up and my dad basically grew up as a kid. They had their house, and then right next door, my dad built a house, and that was their summer home, I guess, before retirement was eventually where they retired to. And so at this time, my parents hadn't retired yet, so they still had the house, and they would always say to all the kids or whoever, "Hey, if you guys want to go to Puerto Rico, just ask for the keys, and you can stay at the house, and it's good to go. Just clean up after yourself." So that was the start. Actually, I had back up a little bit. I had started working FedEx maybe like 6 months ish prior to that, and you guys had gone to Miami with Damien, and I couldn't go on that trip, and I was like,
Shout out to
I was
Damien.
so
Shout out to
yeah. Shout out to Damien. I was so butthurt and like FOMO, like I was like, oh man. So I was like, I'm not missing another trip. So I made sure, like I think I took vacation before I really even had vacation, but they gave it to me anyway. And yeah, and then we went, stayed at my parents' house, and
Yeah, so
that was the
was it.
start of
Joe
it.
Joe
That was
did the. It's like, all right, I'll ask for the keys and and was gonna go to this house which you hadn't been to since what? How old was?
so. What year was that? 2004 ish? No, no, no. It was after that.
oh, this is
Way
after
I
after.
that.
can
Way after
look
that.
up the.
Well, I want to say it was probably at least I was about 14, so probably close to 10 years prior to when we went
Yeah.
that I had been there. I would say, if
Hmm.
not more, because I was probably over 24. So
That house looked a lot bigger, huh, back then, huh?
dude, and that was the running gag because we were trying to find stuff, and it's like the well, we'll get to that, but yeah, the running gag was like, bro, you were 14 the last time you were here. You
Yeah.
sure?
Right. They
Are you even
kept
sure
bringing
this
that up.
road exists? Like, but
Right.
before when we landed there, we started driving, trying to find the
Well,
house.
first off, we flew, and the reason I said like when people go to Puerto Rico, most people when they go to Puerto Rico, they
Or they
go
go to
into San Juan.
resorts.
So they
Yeah.
fly
Right
into
on the
San
East
Juan
Coast,
and
northeast,
and,
I guess.
and there's tons of resorts. It's very tourist friendly. It's
Right.
it's
Nah,
Puerto Rico. The
we was in the
advertisement.
hood.
Yeah.
No,
We went to the
flew
other airport.
We flew to the opposite end into Aguadilla.
Hmm.
I forget the airport has a name. It has some guy's name.
Julio.
Raul.
No. That's where
No,
the
that was the
was.
street.
Julio
That's
Camacho.
the street. Yeah. No lie. Like that's not even a joke. That was
Yeah,
like the
it was
name of
like
the street.
it's like Calle Tres Julio Camacho and
Yeah.
Tio Soto. Like got your whole family's name.
Yeah. No exaggeration. That's right.
Like,
And you kept saying that like that's the name of the street. I'm like, and then finally when we do get down there later, there is a street sign that says like
we was driving
Julio Camacho.
forever.
yeah, they're like, bro, we don't need your uncle's name. We just need the address.
He was like, no, that's the street. But yeah, so we fly into Aguadilla, which is on the left coast of northwest coast, and if the only thing tourist wise, I would say a lot of surfers from around the world come there.
Yeah.
It's a popular surfer destination.
No, up north where we
landed.
landed. Where we
Oh,
landed.
Do you remember
landed.
where?
Okay.
Right, yeah. When on the plane there was
Right.
like, I think some surfers from Australia, and this was like their
remember
first time coming to. They just heard about the waves of Aguadilla.
Yeah.
But I remember when we flew in, it was it was funny because you're coming in over the ocean, and it was like Jurassic Park. Like all of a sudden, this green land just out of nowhere just appears, and you're flying into it. I was like, oh, what is this? I kept waiting to see dinosaurs.
And we went. It should be said we went The end of October, I want to say it
October.
was, which is like literally the 1 week where they didn't have any festivals or anything.
No,
It
it
was
was like the
leading up
second
to
or
the
third week of October, because the last week of October is big because of
right,
Halloween.
the
They have like a
Halloween,
carnival.
Right.
and
Yep.
that sets off the whole season of celebrating
Yeah.
up until the next year. So we were there
So we
when
picked
pretty
the
much the
1 week.
locals.
There was no
Yeah, it
one
was
there.
chill, yeah. Beach was empty, everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for the most part, up until that one day, but we'll get to that.
Well, yeah, we'll get to
Oh yeah,
that.
we
But
get to
yeah,
that
so
day.
so we fly into just trying to check a date. 07. October 9th,
07,
07.
wow.
I got a
Okay.
picture. I got a picture of the lighthouse. And,
Okay, so it had been 13 years since was
Yeah.
there prior to when we went.
Wow.
see
Okay.
that. That's
Oh
the
man,
picture I
it's
got.
beautiful.
Oh man, y'all got to put up them
We'll
pictures
get
later.
to that, but that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that was our.
That was our
It
code.
looks like a postcard, but that was our spot.
Yeah,
that was our
those were our
chair
chairs.
spot. Those are our chairs.
I was in that dog.
Yeah. Oh man.
I
miss
have
him.
pictures of the dog too somewhere, but that
Yeah,
that was our beach. But we'll get to that. But yeah, so so we fly into the West Coast where nobody goes, and the airport was it was quaint.
Yeah.
It's like a big airport hangar basically.
Yeah. There's
But
only
it was
two.
a little. Well, JetBlue has a big presence down there.
Yeah, it's JetBlue,
Right, yeah.
United, and one other. I think it was only like three
Yeah,
airlines.
there
Or
was.
was. I don't know about now.
Yeah. I do got to show this picture of the three of us. Just proves that.
Oh, that's by the lighthouse.
Oh
yes.
man! Oh, look at that! Look at that! That was pre beard. Really good. God. Again, that was my reggaeton days.
Oh man, that was such a great trip. Damn. All right. Yeah. So let's continue.
Yeah. So yeah, we got the rental car there, and
At the airport.
the rental. Yeah, we picked up the rental at the airport. I don't remember the car. It was decent. Decent little car.
Do we have a picture of the car?
We did. I had
because I had the license.
I lost my pictures I had.
Oh, what happened? What happened?
You don't remember? We'll get to
Oh,
it.
Yeah, we'll get to that too. I think we were able to recover.
We saved some. I saved some.
Yeah,
I think
I
I
recovered some of them.
I saved what was on the memory card, but I lost a lot that was on the
Yeah.
actual phone.
Yeah, sorry, John.
That's all right. That's like that's twice that's happened to me.
Yeah, so basically we fly into we get the rental car and now we're literally there's no GPS, there's no Google Maps like he said, nothing like that. We're going off. We got some guy's name for a street,
and we're reading directions in Spanish. Oeste.
I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I sat in the back
No,
seat the
literally.
whole trip, and I didn't know what the hell was going on the ride. So I was just
I
chilling.
know.
I had my comic book. I had my
He was being a straight tourist.
Yeah, but we had a great time on that trip because that drive was long, really long.
It was quicker than I thought. There's a little
there it
picture of the
There go the car.
Yeah.
Wow.
So so we got the car and we drive down, and yeah, we have the rental car agent printed the directions, like MapQuest directions in Spanish.
Yeah.
Printed. For us to go to.
We don't do that no
so
more.
we got like sheets of paper.
I remember.
We're like, wait a minute, how do we get here?
No,
it's
wait, that one already.
Wait, shit, that's not.
But so the funny thing is, before we even did all that, like I don't know when we were talking about planning the trip, because we didn't really plan it out. But we had
it was
an idea.
it was impromptu.
Yeah,
Joe gets. He's going off of memories from when he was 14 years old. And he's like, no, he's just, and from what your dad told us. So basically, he's like, no, you take 100 and then you go to 110.
Yeah.
And, then
figure it out. Yeah. And we'll have my dad on the show, so you'll know why that was not a good idea.
No exaggeration. But that's pretty much what he's like, no, you do that, hang a right, and then you'll see the house.
Yeah, you'll see it. It's right there. The house is right there.
But it's funny because that's basically the directions we're going when we're reading all this, and then we go down the one highway. I think it was the 100. And then there's the 110 that's an offshoot, and we do that, and then
Yep. It's a pretty much straight run
like,
from the airport.
Yeah,
it's
actually definitely a straight run, but I didn't know what the hell he's going.
So we're going from the northwest corner to the southwest corner.
This
right?
the tip of the island.
Yeah, the southwest tip, right?
Yeah,
all the way to we're at the north. Very
next
tip
stop
northwest.
after that's like Jamaica and Cuba and like
yeah.
So but we go and I remember Joe was like, I don't know, it was like triggering memories. He was like, no, like you started seeing once we got, you know,
you started remembering everything from the back seat of a 14-year-old's mind.
Yeah. Seriously, I probably should have sat in the back. I would have remembered better. Yeah, because once we got closer to the town of Boquerón, which is, you know, right part of where Cabo Rojo is, it all started coming back to me. And do you remember where we stopped to eat? Because we were starving before we even got to the house. We stopped to eat, and it was like the first place we're on vacation in Puerto. Was it your guys' first time to Puerto Rico?
That was my first time.
First time to Puerto Rico. This beautiful tropical island, like paradise. And tell them, Ev, where do we stop to eat?
Where did we stop to eat? Oh, that's
Burger King.
Burger King.
Yeah, because that was
it was like.
There was nothing
right before we got to
right before the town.
Yeah, because the little town
for the town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, oh shit, a Burger King.
No brainer.
Yeah, we were starving.
Yeah. I mean, we were in the hood. The only other thing was like mom and pop stores that we've never eaten before. Right. So you know, Burger King was
and a Chinese restaurant. Don't forget.
Yeah. Oh, the Chinese restaurant.
No, really,
they had a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, with this Chinese guy that spoke Spanish.
We went there. I think maybe that day or the second day.
Yeah, not the first day.
Yeah.
But so we go to Burger King and we ordered Burger King.
They had those freaking cheesy breakfast medallions that I had never seen before. I was like, what is this?
Oh, wow. You guys got great memories.
No, I'm just a fat ass. I'm a fat ass. When it comes to food, I remember. I'm still on the 2002 snacks.
But so before we get to the house, once we get into the town, before we get to the house, we're like, all right, well, there's nothing. We knew where we were.
House. Yeah.
Right. We knew your mom had said, you know, the fridge is on, but it's empty, and you know, get some stuff for. So we had to get some supplies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the first place we go is the liquor store. The liquor store. And
we killed that liquor store. It was like little mama liquor store too.
Yeah, well, first we go in there and it's like,
that's where we met. What was the
Connecticut? I went to Connecticut.
Yeah, what was his name? Christopher? I don't even remember his.
Christopher? I think it was Chris. No, he might. I think it was Christopher. Yeah. Oh my god.
I think it was. He was right next to the liquor store. We had everything we needed.
You stepped out actually. Colin stepped out.
I was the one that found him.
But remember, so we go in the liquor store and it's like this mother and daughter. Like the daughter was like 14 years old or something like that, and she spoke perfect English. The mother only spoke Spanish, so she was like translating or helping us, you know, get all our stuff. And I do want to do a quick. I got a picture here. These were the necessities that was we picked up.
Look at my nephew's picture right there on the.
Food.
Yeah, no food. We didn't get any food. All. We got syrup and pancake mix. No, we got pancake mix in there. Luckily, you had syrup in the fridge already. I was like, "Oh, this is great."
Yes.
But yeah, we didn't get no food or anything. We got mixers. We got the bottle of Hennessy, bottle of Grey Goose,
the essentials.
Corona, Coors Light, and then Medalla. If you don't know what Medalla is, that is like the Puerto Rico Coors Light.
What was that thing we tried in a little pouch?
The gasolina.
Gasolina.
Yes.
Gasolina.
I have a picture of that.
Yeah, that was like 5 different liquors, 5 different juices mixed in a Capri Sun pouch and put in a box. That shit. It was so bad we left it till like the last night when that was all we had left to drink.
Did we leave it in the fridge?
No, I think we needed actual gas, so we just put it into the tank. so we didn't have to pay when we returned the rental.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that little girl sold it to us. Like we had got all the stuff that we know, and then she's like, "No, you get this," or the mother.
Please take this. Nobody else is drinking it.
So we're literally on the island an hour, and then we meet a connect outside of the liquor store, which is great. You know, perfect.
How did that happen? Because Colin was the one that sparked up the conversation. We came outside.
We just came out, and Colin's talking
searching.
To
that's like my main question.
But he's talking to this guy. It looks like a white California kid. We're like, where did Colin find this guy? And but he was straight Puerto Rican, and he kept saying he was from Connecticut.
Yeah. Because he wanted to know where we were from. He wasn't, he saw how we were moving. He was just like, "Yo, where you guys from?" I said, "New York, yo. Is it possible you might not, And he hooked us up.
Yeah, dude, that shit was crazy because he was a fan of New York, and he was he was hyped, and he's like, "Man, I love New York. I've never been there. I've only been to Connecticut," and that was why we started calling him Connecticut.
Yeah, Connecticut, right? Yeah.
And then he calls his connect. I remember this clearly because we're like, "Damn, all right, we're gonna get robbed. We just got here. We're all good. Fuck it."
Because that's when we started the whole joke. Like, all right, how do we
for
get
the
listening
audience, we spoke no Spanish.
None.
We were in the heart of Puerto Rico.
No. Joe's Puerto Rican. I'm half Puerto Rican. And yes, we couldn't
speak 3 words.
Spanish. Yeah, we moved around like we've been there for a while.
Yeah,
we were moving around. We got lost. Like we were driving through the country. We were moving around like we knew what we were doing. We had.
I think that's what it was. It was confidence. We just had this air of confidence about us. Like we belong here, even though we're not from here.
So I was scared shitless. Yeah. Joe was faking it the whole way. Like he knew where he was. He's like, "Oh yeah,
let's go." This is like,
thank God Joe knows.
I have never drank so much on a vacation in my life.
Yes, so I mean, well, you saw what we got geared up with. That was literally our groceries, and
so hold on. So then, what day did we get there? We got there on a Sunday, or
I don't even.
We stayed there like 7 days, right?
Something like that.
It may have been a Sunday. It could have been either Saturday or Sunday. It was on a weekend.
So it was like Sunday to Sunday because I remember we were there.
Whatever October 8th, 2007 was.
Yeah, I think we stayed there for the whole week, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to say it was even days because remember we rotated. So there was like my parents' bedroom that had the AC, had the living room, the spare room. So we rotated so everybody got to have the AC, and I think everyone got the AC twice.
Yeah, the back room to the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
because it was hella hot, man. It was mosquitoes.
Hot. Yeah. But I mean. That was
October 8th, 2007 was a Monday.
Oh, it was a Monday. Wow.
Yes, I think we stayed Monday to Sunday.
Monday to Sunday.
Sounds about right. Cheaper flights, probably.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't tell them about.
I think we did a Monday to Monday.
Monday. And you didn't tell them about your man Champa?
Chamo.
Oh, Chamo. Yeah.
Chamo.
Well, so we get to the house. So it was weird. So now we're in the town, and we're going off of the address of this guy, Hector Cesar Julio Camacho.
Drive. Camacho.
Gaia Street.
We're driving, and then Joe just like starts going all Rain Man, like, "No, turn right." First we went to Combate, El Combate.
Yeah. We went to.
You were like, "No, this is the beach." You were like, "Turn your head, this is the beach that I used to blah, blah." I was like, "What?" And that was before we even get to the house. We stopped at the beach there.
Right. But we didn't go all the way to the beach though. No, it started raining a little bit.
We just pulled off so you can show, tell some memory you had of as a kid.
Right, and you guys didn't believe. You were like, yeah, whatever. Sure, there's a beach this way.
It all came. He's like, no, right here. He's like, I remember this.
I was like, we'll come back tomorrow. You'll see.
But yeah, so we get that. Then you're like, no, go down the street here and turn to the left, and you did. And we fucking find the house.
Yeah.
Like, we pull up to the street, and you're like, no, there's a house right there. And I'm like,
right there on the corner. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure before We're like, no, because there's a fucking horse in the yard. So we're like, Joe, that's not the house.
Yes.
And no, driveway. There was a horse in the yard. I gotta see if I can find.
I hate horses.
That was your
Not
horse,
that day.
Colin. That
was
your
yours.
horse.
I mean, I had to do what I had to do, but I don't like horses.
Yeah, because Evan was like, "Colin, get out, move the horse."
I was in the back doing nothing.
So we pull up to the house and there's a horse in the yard, and I'm like, "Yo, Colin, go get the. We can't park the car unless you move the horse."
Yeah, I do not like horses.
So yeah, but you went in there and moved the horse.
I did what I had to do. Yeah, I do.
He gets in there and he's like, and the horse moves and we park the car.
Now it should be said at this point we landed, drove somehow, found the house. We got beer and weed before we even got to the house.
On it.
Like, I mean, that was the tone of that set the tone for the vacation. I think it was like we were ready to go. And then we had a horse.
And then we had a horse.
Yep.
And then later on, we had a dog at the beach.
Yeah.
Our own dog.
Well, we
So
had dogs
Puerto
in
Rico at that
neighborhood.
time. Yeah, there are just stray dogs roaming the neighborhood.
Running all over, yeah. Nobody claims them dogs.
Yeah, they claim you. Yeah, so we get to the house and we stock up the fridge and.
Show them the picture again. Please show them the picture again of what we stocked up the fridge because they don't really understand our
There's
trip.
no I want you to say there's no groceries.
No groceries.
What you see in the fridge is all we had in the fridge.
Day one.
Day one.
Here we go. I found it. That's Colin trying to talk to the horse.
Oh, you got the horse.
Yes.
You got the horse pic.
Oh yeah. I actually got that picture on my Facebook.
Yeah. But there you go. That's
man.
Yeah.
Essentials. You can see that's all that was in the fridge, and that's.
We had a bottle of Grey Goose and Hennessy.
Yeah, did we even try to cook? We didn't even cook. We just went out.
Well, we didn't have to because we found the supermarket, and then that was life.
Oh, Mr. Especial.
Yes,
that was the name.
Yes.
Especial.
Yes.
So you know what? I think the first day we did the Burger King, and then I think we did Chinese food that night because we didn't really venture out.
On the first
really
day?
Much.
Yeah, because it rained. It was pretty crappy weather that night. That first night, and it was beautiful the rest of the time.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually have a picture of the street when raining. But yeah, I think
my camera's all blurry now.
And we went to
yeah, it is.
Yeah, we went to the Chinese restaurant, and it's Chinese people speaking perfect Spanish, and it's like any Chinese restaurant in the hood. Same menu with that you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, chicken wing, French fries.
That you would see chicken wing, French fries.
Yeah, let me tell you something. It's
pork
real.
fried rice.
Every country that I've ever been to, there's always either Chinese or Africans. I was in Japan. Only other black people that was in Japan with me, a bunch of Africans, and that was like shocking to me that they traveled this far. But then the Chinese, South Africa, Sweden, every country I've ever been to, there are Chinese people with Chinese stores.
Oh man.
Yeah, Jamaica, Chinese.
Meeting of the minds.
Man, look at those kids.
That's the first day.
Their whole future ahead of them.
Oh, we didn't hit the beach yet?
No, that's the first day. Yeah, you can kind of see this rain on the window. So we just sat in there and started drinking.
Yeah.
Which was still great because we were like,
right.
I think we were so thrilled that we made it alive and we're actually in the house. And
we spent a lot of time just chilling in front of the house, and the whole neighborhood. I mean, it's your typical small town, right? Small town America. Doesn't matter if it's Puerto Rico. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we stuck out like a sore thumb. My parents already knew we were there because everyone in the neighborhood.
The neighbor called, right?
They called and was like, "Oh, your son and his friends are here."
That's gangsta.
Yeah. We just sat on the porch like that. And
nighttime is magical. It was beautiful at nighttime. You look up in the sky, you just saw beautiful stars.
Then your neighbor Chamo,
so
doesn't speak any Doesn't speak any English.
Chamo held us
Very little
down.
English,
Very
and I spoke very little Spanish.
Yeah.
But we with sign
Right
language and
away.
that, like
It
we
was
made it work. Luckily, so
that was our boy.
yeah, I should
He
say
remembered
so.
you, right?
Yeah, no, he knew who I
remembered him.
was because we look alike.
Yeah.
He lives across the street from my parents, and he would take care of the house for them when they were away. And he's like family. You know, his small town Puerto Rico, right? His family knows my family. Everybody's cousins, that sort of thing. And I remember I went over there, and he was with like 2 or 3 of his boys because he's like real handy. He does cars and houses and all that stuff for everybody. And thankfully, there was someone else there who knew my dad, another guy there, and he was translating. So that was the other thing that helped. So we were able to like get a lot.
Yeah.
Get a
Chamo
lot.
was mad cool. He called me over that day. He was like, "Come here." He called me over there. Went over there.
What?
Gave me a
See if I have
lizard.
that picture. Yeah, I
Yeah,
got the
that's
picture. I
right.
do want to show. So I got the picture. That was like
That's the block.
Oh, yeah, that's the
that
street.
was
Yeah.
the block.
It's the
and
mango
it
tree.
just rained. But yeah, I do have a picture of. He called you over, and yeah, that's right.
Give me a iguana.
Yeah.
Lizard.
Yeah.
Who
And-
does that?
And I was taking a dump, and you knocked on the door, right? And you're like, "Hey Joe, I got a gift for you." And he puts it on the door, and it was so
Yeah,
bright
Well, me
green.
and Colin yeah, first
I thought it was fake. It looked
right.
like a toy. It did because it didn't move. It was just like, and then he's like, "No, it's real."
he comes back with that, and I'm like, "Oh, let's fuck with Joe." I was like, "Oh, yeah."
Yo, shout out to Chamo, wherever you are, bro.
Shout out
Yeah,
to Joe.
yeah. Yeah, he's still there, man. He's still there holding it down.
So hold up. So what did
Oh,
your parents
shit.
do with
Look,
the house?
Here's a picture.
Oh,
Gasolina.
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 Disgusting.
Oh yeah. They sold the house. They had retired there in, I want to say, 09. Lived there a few years, and then they sold it and moved out. Thankfully, just before Maria hit. So, like the year before, not even a full year before the hurricane hit. So, that was good for them. Just they wanted to be closer to family, because they were really out in the cut, and they're getting up there in age and retirement, and as beautiful Puerto Rico is, the healthcare system and all that stuff isn't up to par with how it is here. So they just want to make sure they were all good. They didn't want to, God forbid, something happen, and they're like far from civilization.
Right.
And plus they're both city kids. As my mom was born in Manhattan. My dad's been back and forth from New York to Puerto Rico since he was a kid.
Yeah, the house was a great vacation spot. Definitely, man. I appreciate your family allowed us to stay there. We had such a great time, man.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no, I loved it, and they were happy that we did that, actually, because that was what they wanted. They wanted their kids to get use, of the house.
Yeah. That was great.
There's
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
dude, I thought that was a toy. Damn, that shit is big.
Yeah, it was big. It was definitely big. And I saw it on the fence. I saw it hanging there, and I was just staring at it. And Chamo grabbed it, and he called me over. I guess he saw me staring at it, and that was it. He was like, "Yeah," handed it to me. I was like, "All right,
You want it? You got it. Here."
Yeah, I don't like lizards either. There's just a lot of stuff over there that I just had to get used to.
Yeah. Oh man.
No, but let's go to the beach, man.
All right,
Where
yeah.
beach
So the
is.
next day we get one little rest because we drank and talked into the night, which was great. That was one of the great things about the trip. Us just staying up into night, just talking and laughing, and the setting. Like we had nights like that, just sitting on the porch and shooting the shit. But
damn, I don't have any.
Yes. Yeah, I'm going through it. I mean, I don't want to like bore the audience, but there's some pretty cool pictures here.
We'll show slides at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to do a slideshow. Yeah, so the next morning we're like, all right, we're here, Puerto Rico. Let's go to the beach. And so now Joe's told us about this beach, and I mean, Joe, you could take it from here, like explain like the beach that you remember from. As a kid and El Faro and tell all that. And then when we get there, because Joe telling it and how he's explaining it, me and Colin are like, all right, You
Yeah,
know, we're
first of
still
all,
just happy to be there.
Yeah.
he said it was the dirty beach. I was
Right,
like,
right.
Yeah, it's called La
Yeah,
Playa Sucia.
Playa
yeah,
Sucia.
why the fuck
Um,
you bringing us to the dirty
Right.
beach?
So yeah. So
and
we're
that
like, okay.
I wish, I mean, I don't know the official beach, but I mean the official name, but that's the nickname, but that's like the main name. Everybody in Puerto Rico
Well,
knows it as that.
to clear that up, not that it's dirty or filthy,
Hmm.
but it's a cove, so it catches a lot of like seaweed and
Right,
algae and stuff like that. So
right.
that's what they call it, because the water is so concentrated with algae and seaweed that you can't really see the bottom of
Hmm.
the floor like the rest of like Puerto Rico. When we went to the other beach, we saw
Yeah,
jellyfish and all the other stuff,
right,
but
right.
yeah, it catches all that stuff. So
Yeah.
it was a beautiful cove, though. Definitely beautiful.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's amazing, and like when we were kids, the same thing. My dad would always tell us, "Oh, I'm gonna take you here. This is like, that beach or that cove is basically where all the locals go, and everyone from Puerto Rico, if they go on vacation or staycation in Puerto Rico, they go there. They travel from
Hmm.
all parts of the island, and they go there because, for one, it's hard to get to. If it's one of those things, if you know, you know. So you have privacy. It's cool, but for us, it's more of like a sentimental thing because the picture that Ev posted earlier of like the beach
Yeah.
in the
Well,
back.
I got a good picture of the
Yeah,
beach, but I do kind of want to like set it like, you know. So again, we
yeah,
didn't know where we were going. We were
right,
going
right.
off of memory.
I'm going off of memory.
Before we go, don't forget we stop at Bron's store. We stop
Right,
at the store,
right.
which
What do we get at, bro? What do we get there? I forgot.
I don't know, but we stop. You had to stop in because he
I
was,
think I have to check in. Actually, yeah, he
yeah,
get a message or give a message
Oh,
for
you
the
mean the
parents.
store up the block, right?
Right at the corner. Yeah,
yes,
yeah. It's
Yes,
my
right at
my
the
uncle's
corner.
my uncle's
Yes.
store. My grandfather's brother. I come to find this just later. You know, my dad always said I was my uncle, but I didn't know like legit that was my uncle. So yeah, that was my
Wow.
yeah
I
my
remember
my
walking up there one day and getting like a soda or something. Yeah.
well,
yeah yeah.
that's funny,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's a whole
Oh,
nother.
actually, that's what it was. I had to go say hi. They were like, "No, you got to stop and say
Yeah.
hi. You can't. There's no way you could stay there without going to say hi."
Okay.
That's what it was. So yeah, we
Oh,
stopped
okay.
Before
there.
we went to the beach, we stopped there, and then you
Right there on the corner.
checked
Yes,
in and went
yes.
and said
Yeah,
hi
yeah.
and all that. Which
And
is,
yeah, and then we start driving, and it's for the most part it's a regular road, but then it starts to get really rural. Like you start kind of going
Right.
off road. You
Right.
go
I
into
feel like
like
you're on a
the
dirt road.
yeah, and then there's like the marshes, and you see the I forget what
yeah,
those
the
plants are
salt.
called.
What do you
Yeah.
call it? Yeah,
The salt
the
mines,
salt
or
Yeah.
mines.
yeah,
Yeah,
Real secluded. Real secluded.
yeah, yeah.
but
There's
yeah, no
a
road.
yeah
It was
no
no road, and I'm like, oh.
there's like a
And we
bird
kept going back to
sanctuary.
that. Yeah, we kept
Hmm.
going back to that joke. I was like, okay, how do we get stranded in Puerto Rico? I was
Yeah,
like, this is it
yeah.
right here.
Yeah, but the thing
Now,
is, you take this road to the end. There's no like lefts or rights or anything like that. So you just keep taking it till you can't go anymore. And that's what I kept trying to tell them was like, listen, we just take it all the way to the end. But that
Keep
first
going.
day, again, it was raining. It started getting a
Yeah.
little muddy, and I was like, man,
that's
fuck
right.
this. We're going back to the house.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm like, oh god, this is we're
Yeah,
gonna get killed. He's gonna kill
yeah,
us.
yeah. And it was a little
He's gonna
dark too,
kill
so
us.
we are like, we don't want to get stuck out here at night.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you go to where you can't go anymore, and there's an area where you can park, kind of gravel, like road, sort of, not even road, but just like kind of
Mhm.
gravel and side of a maybe like a mountain almost, like a rock. And now I'm excited because I'm like, we're here, we could park here. They're still like, what the fuck? You don't see anything.
Yeah.
You're
Right.
like, dude, like you're gonna get killed by some animal or some shit. And we grab it, all the stuff. I'm like, just grab all the chairs. And I don't even think you guys want to grab everything. You're like, well, let's just go first and
Yeah, I
see.
want to see.
Like,
Right.
no
Yeah.
sense in us
Right.
lugging all this shit. It's like, all right.
Right.
And you start kind of going up a slight incline, and just as you're getting to the top of it, you just see this paradise appear. You
Yeah.
see
Yeah, I'm gonna show you a
That's
picture. But
yeah,
this is
that's
literally
the
the
cove
beach.
right there.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
And,
it's
and you
Beautiful.
see how empty it is because it's literally
it's
there was
out.
no one there, and
Hmm.
that whole beach cove was to ourselves. We had it to
Yeah.
ourselves.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
And
Monday through Thursday we had it to ourselves, but
Yeah, we'll
Friday.
get
Yeah,
to
yeah,
we'll get to
yeah.
it till Friday.
but yeah, so just to
when everything went happened.
yeah, when everything happened. But to back up a little bit, that the reason why my parents have a house there, why we know about the area, because like I said, that's where my family grew up, and at I guess one side of the cove, it's a cliff. There's a cliff with a lighthouse. Now this lighthouse is called El Faro de los Murillos, I believe is the name. That is where my great grandfather worked in the Coast Guard, and then eventually my grandfather, his son-in-law, and he met my grandmother there, and they had a house, like their family house, right near the lighthouse. So that town, like my
The
family is
cliff.
known. Yeah, that shit look
That's
sketchy
the
as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
lighthouse.
Yeah, that's the
Wow.
lighthouse.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so just off to the right of that, there used to be a house, and that's where my
I have a
family
picture
lived.
somewhere. Yeah, we
Yeah, you
see
can
like
still see
with the
like the
remnants of
footprint
it.
of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and it was cool because back then, my grandfather, he looked like my great grandfather, I should say, looked like Sean Connery, right? He was like white like me, full white beard, and he was like kind of like a dignitary in the town, and like not to put my family's dirt out there, but during Prohibition, he used to smuggle in alcohol, right? And he worked in the Coast Guard, so he would, he was tight with the mayor and all the higher ups. And he never let his daughters go out to the town and mingle with people because he was too protective. So what he would do is throw parties and have people come to the house, and that way he can chaperone and keep an eye on everyone. And I guess he should have been keeping an eye on the kid working with him because my granddad, who worked in the Coast Guard with him, hollered at my grandmother, and the rest is history. And they had a bunch of kids. So yeah, so that's
And that
literally
was
like,
you.
in fact, I think at this point now, if they were planning on turning it into like a museum, or have like stuff inside for you to see, because it was closed when we went. They've renovated it, and they actually have some of my family's like stuff in there. Because one day my dad was there when they lived there, and he was talking to one of the guys that was part of fixing it, and my dad mentioned like, oh yeah, my dad worked here and all that, and the guy like was like, what? So he took down his information, and like he went and saw my dad a few times, and he actually had pictures that my dad didn't have, which was pretty cool. So yeah, so that was why, like, for me, I was like, I gotta bring them here because we could do San Juan, we could do all that other stuff, but it would have been more
Right. Nah.
expensive.
Yeah.
Been like going to
Glad,
Cancun, like it
Yeah.
would have been fun, but I don't think we would have had the experience we
but
did.
I'm
Nah.
glad. Yeah.
Nah.
And
Definitely enjoyed myself.
we'll talk about having a beach to ourselves. Like I just showed the
Yeah,
first picture. Like so, we, literally. So then we go back, get our stuff set up, and then we got
yeah.
this whole beach to ourselves.
Yo, from like 9 o'clock in the morning, to like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we'd be
I
on
mean, we had the
the
whole
beach.
area there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
even think we have food on the beach. After we leave the beach, then we go get food.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would it. We would go early in the morning. So then that became our routine. Early in the
Yeah.
morning, we'd go, maybe bring some liquor or beer or something, and then go to
I
the
think one
beach
day,
until
one day we
some.
forgot the cooler or something.
Well,
That
that's that Friday. Where we
Yeah,
get
that was that
to
Friday.
Friday.
We were depressed because it was
Yeah,
winding down, and we didn't want to bring
right.
anything. We were like, ah, whatever, we're just gonna go to the beach for a
Yeah,
little bit,
Yeah.
and then something
but
arose.
I do want to. So yeah, so then so then after a day and a half of just alcohol in our system, we're like, all right, we gotta do something. So we go into town and we go to the
Yeah.
supermarket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
I remember that.
supermarket, they have cooked food. They have like
Mhm. It's like a luncheonette area, so
yeah,
it's
like a
Yeah.
luncheonette
little
area.
Buffet,
cafeteria
yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Boy, when we discovered that, it was like we started getting groceries, but then we're like, wait a minute, let's just like
because
you
it
smell
smelled
it
too good.
outside the
Yeah,
place, so
yeah.
you're like, you gotta eat, and then we would get these platters, and I actually have a picture of
Oh, you
one.
did.
I don't.
Oh,
Oh,
God,
Yes,
dude.
yeah.
And you wait. You should tell them that's half of your
that's
platter.
not right. That's just half my platter onto a
Uh-huh.
plate.
Yeah,
We
because
would
and it
have
was
that.
like what, $4, 4.50, and you got
Oh
like
my god!
rice,
You got
beef,
like it was like
protein.
I
I think they
remember
did it by
that.
the pound or whatever, so you would weigh it, and it was like.
I think that's the first time I had
And
my
then,
fungo.
Oh, you
and
had
then
mofongo?
yeah.
Yes, yes.
Now don't
Yeah, I
forget
remember.
the bread, the pan.
The
Yeah.
pan
They
de
bake.
manteca. Oh my god.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they
Ah,
bake this bread right there in the
ah.
supermarket, and yo, I am not lying. So it's about like this, this big, about 2 foot long. We each had our own.
We got a loaf each.
We each got a loaf. We were like, I don't know what you eating, but I got this and my 5 pounds of food.
It got to the point the second, third time we went, we're like eating the bread while we're online.
And they knew us. They were like, so yeah, we basically learned to skip groceries and just go get like 5 pounds of food because it literally cost like $4. So I was like, shit, we're saving money this way.
Yeah, and we ate what 2 to 3 times from one platter.
From the, one platter,
yeah,
getting
straight.
Oh, man,
yeah,
getting hungry just thinking about
that. Yeah, so but that was the come up. Yeah, definitely. Wow.
So then in the middle of that trip, we did go to. Did a little exploring. We went to Maya West, which is like the universities there. So you know, more people our age and younger.
Yeah.
Because remember, we're out in the sticks. There's literally nobody there.
We were in the hood.
Yeah. Do you remember when we went to the mall?
Yeah, I remember the mall. Yeah.
And we were like grossly underdressed.
Yes.
Yeah. So we go. We're like a flip flop.
Shorts.
That was one of the days we left the beach.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So we were just whatever we was wearing.
We were like, fuck it. Yep. We're dry. You dry? All right, let's go.
But it was crazy. We just went driving and we found that, and then one day we drove to Ponce, which is where my mother's side family's from.
Right.
My mother.
Never been, right? And your mother, who have the same last name.
Yep.
Coincident
and
they're related.
Look like they could be related. We've never done a side by side comparison of our moms. We should do that. It's kind of spooky.
They both got the same name from Ponce and Puerto Rico, so me and Joe probably cousins. And he's probably cousins with my wife also.
Right.
They have the same last name.
Yeah, both Diaz.
Crazy. But yeah, I did. We drove there and got to see that and see some of the nice homes on the
countryside. Oh my god,
gorgeous.
Yeah. And then remember the black sand beach in Ponce that looked like pepper, like salt and pepper.
That was crazy.
That's right.
Yeah. So that was crazy. I was glad I was able to do that and tell my mom that.
My favorite part though was when we were at the mall, right, and again, like there's not too much to do in that area. So all the young people going to the mall is like the thing to do. So you see girls like they're going out to the club. They got, tight jeans on, heels, hair done, all the stuff. And we're just like, oh my God. And we're, looking around. We're just, before any of us were married or anything like that. So, and then there was the one girl that worked at the little kiosk. And she was
the cell phone kiosk.
The cell phone kiosk. And you guys were like, yo, you should go talk to her, like find out, what's to do around here, what's to hang out, whatever. And that was so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Because for one, she spoke English, so that helped. But it was just like, I literally was just like asked to look at something while you guys sat off to the side, and she's like bending down, grabbing stuff, and I'm like, all right. And you're like,
I think what was funny about that was like we were expecting the language barrier, so we were expecting it to be a different way.
Yeah.
And then when she hit him with the perfect English, and we were like,
abort mission. Like I'm like, hola, do you, she's like, I speak English. I was like, can I see that cell phone case over here, please? Like, so what do you guys do around here for fun? Like, it's terrible. I smelled like beach and Hennessy. Like,
mostly Hennessy.
Mostly Hennessy.
Yeah, good times.
Yo, how many bottles did we down and out there? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know. Because we read up a couple times at the
we did. That was the first time I ever I remember just taking full on swigs of Hennessy with no chaser, nothing.
That was the first time, yeah.
Just
now I prefer it. I sip my cognac like a classy person, but that was just taking it straight to the face, like
straight to the face. Dude.
So I got a great picture from.
I have no glasses.
Now that picture looks like it's blurry, but it's not.
It's not.
That was literally what it looked like.
That was our souls leaving our body.
These were our nights there.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah,
Good
so that would be our nights.
And we should say it was pretty shit weed too.
Nah, it wasn't the best, but that's all we had.
Joe, I got
fire.
Can I put the baby picture or your 14-year-old picture?
Yeah, throw it up
So
there.
there was a picture. So like I said,
oh wait, maybe not. No, yeah, throw it up.
Close.
Throw it up there.
But we talked about Joe hadn't been there since he was like 14 or whatever, and there was a picture on the fridge of Joe, and this was.
Oh, that's right.
No, that was the time before I was. No, I was probably 14. I was probably 14.
Yeah, I think you were 14, bro.
Joe was 10 there. He was a big boy.
And I still look the same. I still look like I was high. Somebody woke me up. Oh man, good times.
Great pick. This like sums up our nights.
Oh yeah, you were twisted, son. Oh my,
that was so.
Yo,
Yeah.
So
I believe. You know what's funny is Can you go back to that picture of the first one that you before that one? No, of you, the one of you. Yeah. You had the same facial expression here. Hold on.
You got that picture.
Yo, his face was right in that picture. I remember that.
I remember on the back of your neck you had like heat blisters.
Yeah, so I wasn't used to, I'm used to tanning and
Staten Island
heat, and it takes forever. So you
I didn't think you was gonna make it, bro.
Yeah, and I down there closer to the equator and closer to the sun, you don't need anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking no sunblock for the accelerant. Yeah, I was cooking.
Yeah.
Lobster.
That's all right. It wasn't anything that the Grey Goose and Hennessy couldn't fix.
Nah, we didn't care about that.
What is that?
That was God looking down at us like, what are you guys doing?
Oh yeah, and oh my, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's that part of the night when I'm pointing.
Pictures.
And it should be said that we had everyone in the neighborhood wanting to come hang out with us because there was like no blinds in the house or nothing, and it's only those like kind of turn windows.
Yeah.
And when they're closed, you can't see in, but it was too hot to have them closed, so we had them open, and all the neighbors were just like, "What's going on in there?" I like Hennessy.
Oh man,
it's probably at like 2 a.m. We're like sitting.
That's your Tupac picture.
Yeah, that was I mean, we would sit there until almost. This is perfect. This is like an ad.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Pictures,
And see if you want to sponsor us, we'll put this.
We're all for it.
That explains the whole trip right there.
Yeah. Yep. Colin smiling in the background
and he Coladas. So
I got the horse too. Yeah, that's the horse. That was Colin's horse.
Now,
why he was just standing in the driveway, chilling.
Now, do you guys remember the re-up? Because we went through that weed pretty fast, and we had Christopher's number, and midweek we met up with him again. But it was like more of a fiasco because I was trying to talk. He ended up just giving me. Remember, I called Christopher and spoke to his mom or his grandmother. And somehow I think he called me back and he gave me the number. Like, here, I can't do it right now. You can call him direct. And this guy was. The guy I was talking to was like, yeah, these guys are trying to rob me or some shit because we were asking for like a ridiculous amount. We wanted a pretty decent amount for the rest of the week. And I think we went back to that town near the liquor store. It was at night, but now it was like a different vibe because it was all the locals were out. It was like some fucking, some scene you see from like Brazil when somebody pulls up off a bike and shoots somebody. That's what I was waiting for.
The night scene is different from the daytime. Daytime everybody just kind of like creeping.
Definitely.
And then again, we stuck out. like a sore thumb.
Yeah,
We didn't
definitely.
belong there. But eventually it
Oh
was all
yeah.
good. The dude met up with us. He was there with his
Mhm.
like girl, and it was a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
It took forever, but I just remember getting it and was like, whew. And there was a third time too. Not
There was a third
There was
time
a
later
third
on
time,
with
but
the
but this was
with the
midweek.
regular. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was the midweek re-up.
yeah.
So midweek, later in the day, so we had been going to La Playa Sucia, which was our
Mhm.
beach. We'd go there, we'd have a dog. Then we go to, I guess it was midweek, we went to Boquerón Beach. And there was another one where,
That's the one that had the
you hear
jellyfish on the
about it.
beach.
I believe so. Yeah,
Yeah, we didn't go. We didn't go in the water.
seashells.
yeah.
No, we went.
We went to the
going
water.
Cause remember, there was lifeguards and
That's the one that you have to pay like $2 for parking. So
Yeah,
the,
to
the
pay.
With the
locals,
beautiful
So local.
palm trees.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
So I
yes,
had
yes,
to go
yes.
through.
I remember.
But
Yeah,
yeah, so that was us
yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Like, yes, the
pulling
palm
up there.
trees.
You could see the water
Yeah.
in the background, yeah, and you walk through these
Yeah.
palm trees, beautiful palm trees, and then
Yes,
you
yes.
get down
Yeah.
to that in postcard material.
Yeah.
There we are in like jerseys and New York hats. Oh,
God.
Yeah.
Well, I wore that. That was the jersey I wore the time before that when I met Deion Sanders. So it was like my lucky vacation jersey.
Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah,
We only went to this beach once.
Look,
We went
right
back
there, you can see I got fucking tanning oil there. What the fuck?
Where?
Right there, can you see the cursor?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that little carrier bag there, that's where I had had my iPod in there and
And your camera too. You had like a regular camera.
Yeah, my camera and the last day. And there's Colin looking for seashells in the water.
Yeah, I had to bring him back home.
Yeah.
Great.
But yeah, that was another like just beautiful beach. We couldn't, it's crazy. But
we only went to that beach once. We just stayed in the cold.
we went there once, and then we were like,
Yeah.
the next day, I think that Thursday, we were like, all right, well, let's go back to our beach.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it was a quick drive. It
And
was like 10 minutes from the house.
Secluded our beach.
Yeah.
Secluded. We load up our cooler with whatever was there.
Yeah. Close enough if we had to go back to the house and come back, it wasn't like a problem or anything.
And we had a handball. Oh no, we had a tennis ball.
Oh, coconut ball. Remember those little baby coconuts that would come out. Sure, we were using those, and we made a game out of it.
We almost died.
Yeah,
we were like
shit's hurt.
We were out there in the middle of.
Yeah, we were deep.
Yeah, we.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we were throwing it into the. So the thing about that beach, the salinity. There's so much salt that you're super buoyant.
Yeah,
which was great. You know, so the water's not like crystal clear where you see Colin looking like a local.
Yeah. You do look Puerto Rican there.
I know. He turned it.
Mind you, all these pictures were taken on cell phones that didn't work.
Yeah. And the camera. I had a camera.
Yeah, I've had a camera. Yeah.
Yeah.
The camera is another great shot.
Taking selfies and all.
Oh man.
But so the water is so buoyant. You just go in there and you float. You literally just float, and you're floating on the top of the water. I mean, and it's this warm 85-degree water in paradise. And
beautiful.
You would drink until you could pass out, and then you just go pass out in the ocean.
Yeah, and then sober up. The water would just sober you up, and then you just get back out and just go drink some more.
Drink some more.
Colin always had a blunt ready to go. Thank you, sir. Like he's just,
man, just keep it going.
Ready. We have to do a reunion trip. I gotta say it right now.
Yeah.
When things open back up, even though my parents don't have the house, that's okay. We still can go to that area. There's actually a really nice hotel over there now.
Airbnb or something.
Oh, perfect.
This is one of the days with our dog.
Oh, that's our buddy.
With our dog.
Yeah.
He adopted us.
Yeah, he was a stray beach dog, and I think we took his spot, and then he just came every day to just chill with us. Like, fuck it, you guys are cool. And we might even fed him.
You know what was funny though? Remember, so your mom's telling us that when we went to the beach, we didn't have those chairs or anything. So your mom's basically telling us that your aunt had left some chairs or something.
Yeah. She was like
So
some
when we do
towels,
dig them
chairs.
out, they're all like rainbow flags.
Uh-huh.
We
They were
like,
all in one
really?
room. Everything was locked in one room, right?
Yeah.
I remember I'm like, really? So we're gonna go to this beach and we got rainbow chairs, rainbow flags. I'm like,
And didn't the rainbow did it say something? It says
it
something
says
on
like
it.
love or something on it.
Bunch of dudes.
Oh man,
Me burnt.
Jesus. That was rad as fuck.
Yeah, he's burnt.
Let me see if I can find the burnt picture. Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, dude, lobster.
He's like, ain't nothing little Hennessy can't fix.
Hell no, we went right back outside.
I think I was red from the Hennessy.
Yeah.
So throughout that, visiting our beach, we kept going to our beach because we had it all to ourselves. It was a couple days like when, one or two people. Remember we went, there was some couple and they were,
Right.
one was from Long Island or something like that.
Yeah, and the other one was from like the older couple was from like Cleveland or some random ass place like that.
So
Older
it was
white
cool.
couple.
Like we just talked to them. And, everybody was real friendly. We were friendly, and then so then the Friday, it was a Friday because I think that was our last beach day there.
Yeah,
it was gonna be our last. No, it wasn't our last beach day. It wasn't, but it was. So it
was winding down.
We did stay till Sunday. Yeah, we did go again. But so the Friday, we're like, all right, well, let's go. I don't know what we had planned. We were gonna do something. Maybe go back to Woken or
maybe hit up one of the other beaches. I think.
Yeah, what was the town where they had the stores and all that? I think we were gonna do that later on.
Was Cabo Rojo? You have Woken. Well, yeah, actually no. Woken has
that little strip.
Yeah, and that's what we were gonna do because there was.
So
I think we were gonna go to eat because there's there's little bars over there and there's a little area, a strip.
So we were like, all right, that'll be our Friday night. So we're gonna go back there. But we was like, let's go to our beach real quick dip. Didn't bring no anything. It was like, just grab a towel.
Yeah.
No ID, no nothing. We
no
just, I mean, it's because it's like the backyard. We're like 10 minutes, like boom, let's hop in the car.
I think Colin was the only one that didn't have the ID.
For real?
You left it.
Yeah.
You left the bag.
Because that was part of the how we get stranded.
Why we thought we were going to lose you.
Before we even go there, I think we hadn't eaten anything or we needed something or whatever. But we stop at the store, Bronze store, and it's funny, us just getting there and Colin, not being Puerto Rico. He goes in and they were like, go help yourself. Like, walks into the store, gets what he wants, goes behind the counter, rings himself up.
That's right. Then you go to the back and grab the swisher because he didn't know.
Yeah.
Just basically telling you, go, you're like family.
I can't front. I felt so at home, like nothing on the island felt. Because I'm Jamaican. I was born in Jamaica, so I'm, but I didn't speak the language, but I felt so at home, man.
Right.
I mean, where we were, they were so welcoming. They were chill, There was no negative vibe at all. Even when we went to like the little store to pick up groceries and stuff like that. Yeah, it was definitely a chill. Right. I loved it.
Everybody seemed really genuinely happy to like meet us to see us.
Yeah.
It was that sense of them showing off their town, like hey, check this out. We know about this. We know this is paradise.
Right.
It's great that you see it too. So you definitely got that feeling. So then we're gonna do our quick dip to the beach, and we're like, all right, well, we'll just run over there, float. Smoke floating, and we get to the beach, and I mean, I don't know if I can capture it. Maybe you can capture it better, but because the way you get to the beach, you do gotta you walk. We park the car, and then you gotta walk, and you crest this hill, and then you see that cove that you see. Right. So we're just doing it, take it for granted, and we crest the hill, and it was like. The
best way I could describe it is like the old school like Budweiser or Bud Light commercials where the truck would pull up and pop open and it's a party with girls.
Yeah.
But like if they did the commercial in Spanish.
Yeah. The
Like,
medallia truck.
yeah, it was a medallia truck. That's the only way I can describe. We again grossly underdressed
Yeah.
or overdressed in this case.
Yeah, we were like, I mean, it was like a full-on party with just like young, hot women, Puerto Rican women. We were like, what happened to our beach?
When I tell people J-Lo's a dime a dozen, like they can vouch for me now when I say that.
Yeah. We so now we're walking through trying to get to our spot.
Our spot.
We had a spot staked out, and we got kind of close. We were fairly close, but you know, there's all these young people now on the beach and playing. I mean,
even the dog ditched us.
Yeah,
the dog found a group of girls. I was like, they rubbing my belly.
So we find this little spot where we stake out, and we're like, but we have nothing. We have have like the towel we brought,
our rainbow towels,
our rainbow towels, and we're like, oh, okay. And then we're just like sitting there, kind of like mesmerized. We're like, oh, wow,
literally mesmerized. We were putting on our like, I remember clearly Colin he made a beeline for the water because he was closer to the action. And me and Evan were putting on our suntan lotion like, in one spot. Like,
yeah, well, because we're there and we kept calling. So they're playing this game. There's these girls in these bikinis playing this game, and we called it butt ball.
Butt ball. Yeah.
But basically, they were those coconuts we were talking about, the coconut pits. They're literally, so they're like,
well, they had remember they had the soccer ball. They had a soccer ball, and they had two lines of girls lining up like football, but then they had like, it was two quarterbacks on each side with the
right. And
we were like, what's
going to each other? We were like, I don't know what's happening, but I like it. So we're watching like this, and Colin did the smart thing, went to the water.
Yeah. Didn't I have to go back to get the
well, yeah, so then
well,
so then we go
before that, I was so mesmerized, I was like, I gotta join Colin and get closer to the action, right? So I get into the water, and we start.
Joe goes in, and I'm still there, lathering up. Like,
I remember
watching it. And so I'm like, all right, okay, I didn't get in the water too. Like, for one, I gotta hide my boner, so let me go in the water. So I start walking to the water, and as I'm going, Joe's coming out. He's doing this march like this. I'm like, Joe, where you going? I'm like, we're gonna chill here in the water. Joe literally goes like this, pulls out his phone, which was in his pocket when he went into the water.
And I was chest deep in water.
And I was like,
yeah.
But not a care. Well, Joe didn't care at all.
Right.
Well,
he went right back in the water.
The funny thing was how we found out, because I also had a box of matches, like the loose matches, old school style.
That's right.
And me and Colin were in the water, and we just see these floating matches, and then Colin's like, he's like, yo, where are the matches? I was like, I left it in my pocket, and I was like, I left my phone too. It was like dripping.
Yeah, he takes one pocket, it's got matches, and the other one, he pulls out the phone. He just goes marching out the water.
Hilarious.
And I just threw it out there, and then just went right back in the water.
And then comes back in the water. And then we're in the water. We're like, dude, we need the Hennessy. I was like, we gotta get the drinks over here. It's like, ladies love drinks. We gotta get the drinks. So we're like, who's gonna go? I don't know if we drew straws, coconuts.
I think Colin was on a mission, because he was like,
Colin was like, all right, I'll get it.
I've been in the back seat since we got there. I knew the way to and back. No problem.
And we completely doubted you. So we're like, okay, I was like, this is all right. Colin, go. I gave you the keys to the
I
car.
gave me
He's
the
like,
keys.
and I was like, and that's the last we saw of Colin. I'm literally like, I say that to Joe. I'm like, because we remember that joke, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, so this is where it happens.
Yep.
He's got no ID. He's driving a rental car that's not his. He's black. In
I
Puerto
put
Rico.
ice,
I'm like,
put the
oh,
liquor,
man.
took the heavy ass cooler, put it in the car, and I came right back.
Yeah, so me and Joe was sitting
We
there
started getting a
and
little
watching.
worried.
Yeah,
because it took a little while.
Seemed, on our end, it seemed like a lot. I guess because you did stock up. Bravo,
Mhm.
he got everything that we needed
Yeah.
on that trip. But yeah, so we're like, damn, we're not gonna see him again. We're like, oh well. I was like, this is how it happens, you know. I'm not mad, you know.
Yeah.
All that. And then, you know, we look to the horizon and you just see Colin coming over the hill, pulling the cooler. I was like, pulling the cooler.
It's like that scene in the last Avengers movie when they all start coming out of the fucking portals, you know, whatever. You're like, ah, look, it's everyone. It's like, that's the same exact feeling we had when he came over that crest. Like, yes. Oh, man.
Yeah. And then you got there with all our supplies.
Yeah, we was good, man. Spent the rest of the day
we took
on the
the bottle. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we each had the Hennessy, the Grey Goose, and we just took the bottle right into the ocean and just
chugged it. Oh man, that was fucking great. I have moments where I just I sit back and I think to this one particular moment in time where we were just all just like, like just that release of
any better than
like I really soaked in that moment. I was like, I want to remember this. I want to remember the smells, how this feels, everything. Because like, man, that was a great time. That was a really fun trip. Because I knew what was ahead. Definitely. I was starting a new job after that, so I was like, fuck, this is gonna suck. So I was like, that was dope. That was really dope.
When I got out of the water there, that's when my iPod was filled with oil, tanning lotion.
Yeah.
Well, no, it started at the car when we were leaving. You dropped your camera just as we were getting into the car, and it cracked. And then when we got back to the house, you pulled out your bag, and your iPod was like liquid. I mean, I think we lost. It's safe to say we lost about $600 worth of electronics within that last hour, and
it's all worth it.
We couldn't have been we weren't mad. Like we were just like, fuck it, it happened, you know.
Because we got so right on that beach. We were, drinking Hennessy and just like. Every time it happened, I remember when the phone fell and cracked, I just started laughing. And I looked at it, I was like, oh, great.
I remember I let my phone dry out on the side of the house, and then we might have put it in rice. That was like early on when somebody was like, you got to put it in rice.
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, I saved some stuff.
It worked. Yeah, I know we got the...
And I think the phone actually started working too. But
it wasn't on a flip phone?
It was. It was.
Yeah.
It was like it might have been like one of those razors or something like that.
Yeah, right, a razor.
The first one,
Yeah.
It was. But that was cool about it is like we were all just kind of on the same vibe. So because that was something that could have easily ruined a vacation. You lose all your pictures, definitely. You lose your phone, and because I was the only contact my phone was the only phone that was working. Remember? Yeah. Because it was like bad. It was bad reception, and for whatever reason, mine was able to make calls.
And they kept on calling you.
Yeah, so like that was like fuck, you know. But we're like, fuck it, we're in Puerto Rico, bitches. Like that was that attitude.
Puerto Rico, bitches.
Yeah, great trip, man.
Remember later that night, or maybe the next night, remember we ran out again. When it's time to re-up.
Yeah.
Now, when we would sit on the porch and just do our little drinking or whatever. Like these souped up Honda Civics would go driving, like the local Cape gangsters or whatever come by and like would slow down and watch. It was like we kept, had a Boys in the Hood vibe. It was like, we're the out of towners. And we're like,
they do it on horses too. Remember, it'd be like,
come by. We're like, we just kept getting that. I mean, maybe it was us being from New York and all that.
It was probably that too.
It was definitely the scheming vibe. At some point I'm like, damn, I said, we're going to have to throw down or do something. And so it was, that kept lingering the whole time. And I'm like, And then that last night, we had to re-up. And like, damn,
Yeah, we were desperate, and Colin was just like, "Man, we need some weed," because I think we tried that guy again too.
Yeah, so both Connecticut and then
yeah,
the other guy,
and
nobody.
it was
That
like dry, and there was the guy. So we kept seeing that guy on the scooter, and like he would kept going up and down. He was one of the
That's
regulars along
right.
with those cars, and I had, you know, and I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but I don't think it's any secret to my parents that Chamo fucking smokes, and I went to him and asked him even, and I was like. In my broken Spanish, like, don't you say shit to my parents. And he told me, he was like, he's that guy on the scooter, that's the weed guy. If you can stop him, he's the one that has. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go find the scooter. And Ev again was like, here, take the keys.
Yeah, I remember.
And I left, and I was driving around the town, and it really was like, dude, like that kind of boys to men vibe is the best way because I'm like creeping through the street.
Not boys
Boys
to men,
right.
boys in the hood. That's another podcast with Ro. Boys to men. Yes.
Sorry, boys in the hood. Yes. And I'm driving around like, damn, where's the scooter at? And I passed this one street. Now that I think about it, it was probably so fucking sketch. I pull up and I see a group of kids or guys standing around a car, and I'm like, oh, they gotta know. And I pull down that street and I pull up, and sure enough, they're rolling a blunt, and I roll down the window and I'm like, anybody speak English, right? And they're like, dude, I thought I was gonna get shot, right? And they all look at me, and then this one dude was like, yeah, I speak English. And I was like, you guys know I could get some weed? I look like a fucking cop, like it was so bad, and like so they're just like kind of looking around, they're taking a deep breath, and then he's like, who are you? And I tell him my name. He's like, where are you from? Like, you know, we don't know you, and not nobody's gonna sell weed to you around here. And then I just start saying, look, my family's from here. Like, we're over on Calle 14, Julio Camacho, and saying all this shit. And I'm just throwing out names because my family's names, people know them in the area. And I was like, you know, Lela and Fernando, they live over. He's like, yeah. I was like, you know Bron's store? He's like, yeah, I know Bron. I was like, that's my uncle. He's like, that's my grandfather. I was like, we cousins. That was it. That was all I needed. So then sure enough, they called the weed kid, and I mean they fucking overcharged me like crazy. But I didn't have enough, so I was like, all right, hang on here. He comes back. I gotta go back to the house. I went back to the house. Colin was in the room or something, passed out, drunk, and then Ev was like, I went to Ev. I was like, I could get somebody. I need like another $20, but you can't come with me. I gotta go by myself. He's like, all right, here, and I just. I don't know why he was so damn trusting.
I thought that was the last I've seen of Joe. Day before was last I seen of Colin. I was like,
it was fun.
I know this movie.
Yeah. And when I went back, now we were kind of cool because it's like a family, so they're asking me about New York, and I'm like, oh, you guys know Connecticut? Like, nah, we don't know him, but and then fucking the dude comes, and my cousin, my legit cousin, goes, takes the money, and I still thought kind of, even though he's my cousin, he's probably still gonna rob me, but he went, got it, came back, and I even smoked a little bit with them, and then. It was actually cool because the house where they're at was by where the baseball field was, where they have the cockfights and stuff. Yeah. So we were over there chilling, kind of like in that little street, and I was like, "Damn, this shit is like cool." But I was like, I don't know if these guys got beef with people or like I'm always on that like New York shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me get back to the house. I don't want to be somewhere I'm not supposed to.
In the hood in Puerto Rico,
yeah.
like. Just,
but yeah, doing some
so random.
It was weird. It was everything we would do at home. In New York, you know, smoking, like, you know, going to sketchy places to get weed and like hanging out in places maybe shouldn't be, but you don't
places you don't belong,
you know, but just in Puerto Rico, right. Yeah. But to do it in Puerto Rico, I think it was such
so much fun, you know? Bro. I love that trip.
Yeah, that was and I was so proud of myself.
The number one thing that we you know, came back healthy and you know, no
rejuvenated.
I mean,
blistering.
It went off like you couldn't have scripted it any better. Like all that stuff we did and we talked about, like, you know, as it's happening, like you could literally anything could go wrong.
Yeah,
and nothing did, and the worst that happened was we lost about $600 of electronics.
And I think that was kind of how we looked at it. We were like, if that was the worst that happened, then fuck, I'll take that.
Right.
You know. And I still to this day, I'm good. Like that shit was awesome, man.
That always goes down as one of my greatest vacations, just because of, you know, the spontaneity of it. where we went.
Yeah. Just
and
not
with
being
you guys,
prepared.
so, you know?
Yeah, we weren't prepared. We it's just like we hopped in the car and just drove. That's basically how, you know, it was a beautiful trip, man. We, you know how people go on trips and they come back and everybody hate each other and they never want to go on a trip again. Anytime. Anytime you guys ready.
Yeah, that's
we are
you know what? You're right. There was never any like moments of like anyone getting annoyed with each other or nothing. It was just chill the whole time.
The
like,
whole vibe
fun.
was chill, so I don't think you could, like, you know.
Yep.
So yeah, I say we do another podcast episode from Puerto Rico.
Let's do it.
And have better backgrounds.
Yeah. Well, just we could do it. We just got to get get the test. Go to the airport. Quarantine for 14 days. So we're gonna need like a month for the trip. Or like a whole month.
So just a month. That's all we need.
Just a month.
I'm with it. Sign me up.
Let's do it. Guys, I'm about to die over here. I'm on 1%.
Yes, sir.
It's always a pleasure. Please, I want to be involved in anything y'all doing in the future, please.
Yeah.
Definitely. Thanks for joining us here on Woken Up Woken, reliving that, you know, one of the great times of our lives and my life. So.
And starting off season 2, great, being our you know, first guest of the season. And start 5 right, you know?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. It's good talking to you, man. Good seeing you again. It's been too long.
Definitely.
Can't wait to everything opens back up so I go back home. We could do this in person, you know.
Definitely. Fellas, have a wonderful night.
Folks. You too, sir.
That's it. Episode 1, Woken Up Woke. Stay woke, people.
Peace.
Peace.
You're listening